It was a big battle in the dome under the bright lights in prime time on Saturday night. And it didn't go like we wanted, but I cannot be mad at the squad. And we're going to get into the big showdown and how it went down on today's episode of Hellraisers Podcast. Like I said, this is Hellraisers Podcast, and we're talking DC Defenders and a brand new signing to help the defense. Hey, y'all, help me out. Let's raise some hell, baby. Let's do it.
Come on! It's game time, but then it's more than a game. Yeah, it's my time, I'm steady moving the chains. We the kings, baby, but yo, we rolling, strolling. Ain't nobody gonna take the throne that I'm holding. I'll be bringing the boom in the southwest sun, or we can do it at night, but there's no way you can run. I'm breaking bones, like the music busting them amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands, cause I'm a sure bet. Representing the town, city of the cross is my stomping ground. That's literal, so y'all better give me respect. When you up in my house, your whole squad get wrecked. Gonna listen to your people while they rooting for you, cause once you all on my site, you ain't gonna know what to do. When the smoke clears from the ruckus I bring, y'all had better bow down. You can call me the king now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode, should I say, exciting episode of Hellraisers Podcast, representing the Arlington Renegades of the UFL, baby. Yeah, how y'all doing out there? Hope y'all are having a good week, man. We're getting closer to the weekend. That means we're closer to UFL football and week 3 coming up this week. So we're going to get into the matchup a little bit later on, man. But I hope you guys are doing all right, man. As for me, I am chilling right now here up in my studio. Actually, I'm not in my studio. My bad. I'm used to saying that. See, this is more where I'm in the house right now, okay? Because right now I've got the studio kind of torn apart a bit. You know, we're putting in a new air conditioner before the crazy summer hits here in the Southwest. And also, I'm kind of putting some fresh paint on, redoing the walls and the backdrops for the new show. All right, so bear with me, y'all. This is what I got. Hey, but I got some Bob Marley in the back, so show your love. You know what I mean? But again, this is Hellraisers Podcast. I am your host, Gabriel Garcia. Welcome, everybody, joining me here on episode 3, whether you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, courtesy of course, the UFM network, man. Hey, thank you to all the guys, all the fellas, everybody over there, United Football Media, for taking me in, making me feel at home, helping me out with any questions I got, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys, definitely, man. And everybody over at Fuel, if you're watching this on the Fuel Network, first of all, thank you. I appreciate y'all. And y'all keep checking it out, man. Go and download it. Okay, available on your Roku device, on your Fire Stick. It is completely free. You get all the podcasts and different shows of everything, everybody covering different teams in the league for spring football and beyond. You know what I mean? Also alternative sports, man. So y'all be checking that out, man. So we're getting into some good things. But again, this is Hellraisers Podcast, the home of the Renegades fan nation, okay? And Hellraisers like me, like you, everywhere. So let's get it on, man. This is the first and only podcast dedicated to the Arlington Renegades. It's by the fans, for the fans, man, because it takes the fans to come real with it. And y'all know I'm going to come real with it and tell like it is on today's episode. So where are all my Hellraisers at, man? Y'all hit me up on all my social medias. I'll share them with you a little bit later on. All right, so let's keep rolling on, man, because on the ride tonight, or today, whatever time of day you're listening, right, I have lights on and stuff going on right now. But, so we're going to break down the big matchup that we just had, with the Battlehawks. Man, y'all, I wanted this game so bad. And I know y'all did too. And it didn't happen. But, hey, man, our boys played their hearts out, man. They did. They went out there. And Luis, again, did his thing. Shout out to Luis Perez, man. He did his thing. But we're going to get into it and, I want to elaborate on some things that I felt they needed to do that they actually did do offensively. We'll talk about the defense, all right, on today's show. And also we're going to get into a quick look ahead to the big showdown and the big XFL championship rematch against the DC Defenders. If you're able to make it out to Choctaw this weekend, I hope y'all get doubly loud and represent me and all the rest of us that cannot be there, because this is a must win, in my opinion, and I will get into that game in just a little while. All right. But as we look at the UFL across the league, okay, now we had some good games this week, guys. We really did. There was of course, we had the Battlehawks. We all know how that game went down. Yeah. That game wasn't exactly. It wasn't. I don't want to say everybody wants to talk about, oh man, you see the Battlehawks defense played well and the Renegades defense was trash. I don't know about that. I think that both defenses kind of gave some and took some. You know what I'm saying? Like, neither defense was perfect, but they made some plays. But I'll get into a little more detail of what I think here in just a little bit. But also, man, let's make sure that we show some love, okay, to the Brahmas for that little quick lucky stunt y'all pulled on Saturday. I get it, man. Y'all got the win. You're 2-0. I'm actually happy for your fans, straight up, especially going to what they had to go through last season when they were trash. They're cool at 2-0, but I think reality is going to kick in on this squad, y'all, because this was a game that they were outplayed. And anybody who says otherwise is just, they're trying to fool themselves, man. They got themselves convinced that they're to think crazy thoughts because they were outplayed in this game until the last 2 minutes. Okay, to be honest, the scoreboard is all that matters. So, hey, shout out to the Brahmas, but I think y'all are going to get a little bit of a wake-up call, and it starts this week. I've been saying it. I say it every year with professional football. I said it this year going into the UFL season. Don't let week 1 and 2 mislead you. See a lot of fool's gold. Okay, this was a game that the Brahmas should have lost. Let's be real. They should have lost this game, although they didn't. And I think that's going to kick in. The true view of how you're going to see this team is going to kick in this week when AJ McCarron and his Battlehawks come to town. We also had the Stallions beat the Panthers. The Panthers defense, though, is legit. All right, it's their offense that's the problem. The defense kept them in the game. Stallions ended up winning 20-13, but the Stallions are still looking vulnerable, okay? And I'm not trying to hate. I'm just being real with it. I always tell it like it is, okay? That's one thing you guys will learn about me. I never not tell it like it is, man. And the Stallions, y'all 2-0, okay? They are the team to beat, but you do look beatable. That's all I'm going to say. You do look beatable. And what my Renegades, we're about to come back out from 0-2, climb out of this hole, and meet y'all in the championship. We'll see you again. I hope so. But Panthers, man, I don't know if EJ Perry is that dude. I really don't know, man. They're sitting there 1-1, and they got to get some better offensive play, man. I don't know. You got Wes Hills there, but you need your quarterback to be consistent, and he has not been consistent. Then you had the Roughnecks. Close game. They fell to our future opponent, the DC Defenders, at Audi Field, 18-23. Roughnecks, of course, with 18. They're having quarterback issues. Man, their defenders are looking good. They're not looking great, though. And if you would take last week's Arlington Renegades on the road, under 40,000 St. Louis Rabbit fans, in the primetime lights, see how Luis Perez and the Renegades played. If you take that team and face them against the Defenders, the team we saw this past week in their house, I think Arlington wins that game. Arlington is showing that they're good enough to beat the Defenders. They're good enough to beat Houston. They're good enough to beat the Showboats and maybe the Brahmas. And y'all don't hate on me for that. Okay, because you got lucky. That's all I'm going to say. But let's keep rolling on, man. Okay, so let's get into the big game. Actually, first of all, we got some quick news to get into, y'all. The Renegades went out and signed defensive end Henry St. Armor, formerly Georgia Tech, where he played his college ball, was drafted by the Vikings in the NFL, went on to play for the New Orleans Breakers. And last year, I was a Breakers fan, y'all. So I was rooting for Renegades in the XFL. and I was rooting for the Breakers in the USFL. Obviously, the New Orleans Breakers are one of the teams that got left out of the merger, at least at this point. So, I was a bit disappointed, but at the same time, man, I look at this signing and this is huge. This is huge because the big issue that we've had so far this year with the Renegades has been consistency in that secondary. They'll make a play and then they give up a play. Okay, now what helps your secondary other than obviously bringing in some new defensive backs? It's a pass rush. We got Vic Beasley there. He's tied with the lead, with a few guys with 2 sacks this year. And now you go and add a pass rusher of the caliber of defensive end Henry St. Armor, 2023, 31 tackles, 6 sacks in 10 games with the New Orleans Breakers. This is a great move. Great move. Now I want to see y'all bring in, maybe go back out and get a running back that we kind of let go. I don't know, maybe a dude like Naaman Allison, but I like this move. It is a great move, a much needed move. They bring him in early enough, in the season to where he can have an impact. I don't expect him to play. Maybe he will play this week. Who knows? Maybe he'll get a few snaps in there. But I don't know what kind of game shape he's in. That's what I'm saying. So I think this is a great move for the team, though. It brings him in early enough that he can have an impact on the season. Okay, so this shows me that the team right now is saying, okay, we're 0-2. All right, but we're not out of this yet. So let's start making some changes. This is big, y'all. And it's going to be a great addition. You're adding, like I said, you're adding him with Vic Beasley. Quarterbacks, watch out. That's all I'm saying, man. I mean, I know what this dude can do. Like I said, I was a Breakers fan last year, man. This dude and Vontae Diggs, they were that defense, man. They were the heart of that defense. You know what I mean? So this big. This is a great move for them. And I've been telling people, man, like ever since guys started getting cut here in the UFL, like it doesn't matter that they're getting cut because they're going to be available. And you're going to see some of these guys jumping on the rosters. There is so much talent because of the fact that 8 teams were left out of this league. There is so much talent that had to be cut. And there's guys out there that you can get and you're like, man, this dude was available. Yeah, he was. There are guys out there, y'all. So just be on the lookout, man. Some of these teams may be signing some names that you might be like, how was he not on the roster? I forgot about that dude, but he's a baller. Kind of like St. Armor. So I'm glad the Renegades went and made this move. It was a great move, a much needed move. It's early enough in the season, like I said, where he's going to have an impact. It's only going to help everybody else on that front line, and it's only going to help our secondary. So this is a good move for our Renegade, y'all. Now let's move on. Okay. Yeah. This was a tough one to swallow, this game, y'all. Renegades 24, Battlehawks 27. It came down to that last. The last kick, y'all. Last kick. Now, we had some opportunities, though. I think Bob Stoops talked about it in the media presser after the game. Was talking about, we had that drive late in the fourth that if we could have kept going, we could have ran some clock and kicked a field goal. They might not have had enough time to get down, but it didn't happen. This is why I'm talking about this run game has got to get it together. Morgan Ellison is still out there, who we let go before the season started. And I mean, I'm Davion Smith. You're my dude, man. And then first of all, Davion got his touchdown, so I really dig that. He did. He got his touchdown this week, and and then he dedicated it to his brother. May he rest in peace, who just passed away. And the fact that he was out there playing says a lot about the heart of this dude. Saying he was out there playing for his brother. But, oh, man, as far as what I'm looking at what we're doing on the ground, y'all, it's just not working. It's just not working. We seriously need some help on the ground. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if they're, and Bob Stoops did allude to that, but I'm not sure if they're looking to make any changes right now, but right now is the time. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Davion Smith. I am, but it's just not going to happen. Like the dude is averaging like 2 yards a carry. Both of our running backs are averaging. Hell, our run game in total is just not getting it done, y'all. You know what I mean? Let's go and let's look deeper into this game. First of all, I'll give a shout out to my boy Luis Perez, who was, in my opinion, the MVP of this game for our team. Okay. I went out there 21 of 29, 233 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, which is big. And he just improved on his play from last week. I think, I'm not worried about our quarterback position at all. Problem is, we have, Luis Perez is number 2 in the league in pass yards, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize this. Number 2 in the league in pass yards behind AJ McCarron. He's got 447 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the problem is that just the defense isn't making plays when they have to make plays. And that was the situation here in this game. Okay. First possession, Battlehawks defense, they were playing zone. You can see it. And I'm like, they're going to be playing zone. Luis Perez is going to start to read that. He is very, very good at reading those defenses, adjusting and developing his play during the game based on whatever he's seen from the defense. Okay. Problem was in this first quarter, y'all, that Davion Smith was looking like he was wearing some iron boots. You know what I mean? It looked like when you're a little kid and you're running around in the mud and you start carrying all that mud on your feet and it gets heavy. That was my boy Davion Smith in this game, man, especially that first half. There was other times that I saw in that first quarter where Luis Perez, you see, he's calling the cadence and you could see the blitz coming. And I'm like, there it is. But he did not adjust to it. And he ended up taking a sack. And I'm like, that is very unlike him. It's week 2, but still, he looked right at that blitz coming. I'm like, all right, man, I'm watching this game and I'm like, all right, let's keep rolling on. Now, as we moved farther into the game, of course, we had, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. I saw Arlington playing very soft on their coverage. And that worried me. It did. Because that told me, okay, our defense coaching staff does not trust our DBs right now. They do not. And it's not a problem if you're, the Battlehawks, because AJ McCarron's going to pick you apart underneath. Which is what he started doing. We had to start dropping our DBs back down. So that made a difference right there. But one thing I did say last week was that I felt that this week that Bob Stoops, they had to open up the playbook. You were deep at wide receiver, start going 4 wide, and I did see it. And I was very happy when I saw it because it was effective. We had Caleb Van Der Esch get involved. He just started getting the ball out to different guys. And, we were getting some help from Anigo, in the special teams game, returning the ball. He was getting us some good field position. But the run game continues to be a problem. And defense on third down continues to be a problem. Sometimes they'll make a play. And then a big third down comes up and they give it up, man. They give up that first down. Those are the key moments, y'all, because those drives where they were giving up a third down and they were not getting off the field, they ended up turning into scoring drives. You feel me? So they have got to get it together on the defensive side of the ball. I don't care if you got to start blitzing. The addition of St. Armor is huge for that. Starting maybe with next week. But as for this coming week, which we'll get to in a bit, I think the defense is going to have, you might have to start sacrificing the blitz because our defensive backs are not getting it done. We have a good defensive back room, y'all. I just don't understand. The consistency is not there. One drive, they're out there looking good. They get off the field. The next drive, they're letting up on a third down. They're getting beat. Up the middle. AJ McCarron killing them for a long touchdown pass. So, and another issue that I saw this week was penalties. Penalties again on third downs on our defense. guys, y'all got to get it together, man. Come on, baby. Let's like these guys. I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, man. We break up a pass. He throws an incompletion and there's a penalty, and I'm like, man, for automatic first down. This cannot be happening. They have to show discipline, okay, and they have to show an ability to be consistent and get off the field in big third down key situations, which is what they did neither versus the Battlehawks. And yet, we were still in it right to the end. Right to the end, man. So what can I say? It is what it is. But let's just take a quick look at what went down statistic-wise, okay, this past week. I mean, we look at the total yards. The Renegades 287 versus Battlehawks 344. I mean, what you really can't say much there. That's obvious right there. Who won that one? Pass yards 216 for the Renegades. This was closer. 234 for the Battlehawks. But hey, y'all, just do not hate on Pettis because the dude was 71% completion rate in this game. All right, ridiculous. Heck of a game by Pettis, which is why I called him the MVP for us, even in a loss. Rush yards, there was the big difference. Battlehawks with 110, rush yards, 71 yards. That's it. This is not going to win us ball games. Okay, it's not going to win us ball game. First half, we had 36 rushing yards when St. Louis had 56. All right, we were 2 of 5 on third down in the first half. They were 2 of 4. It got a little better in the second half, but it didn't matter because it came down to that last play. The time of possession for the first half was almost even. All right, but if you look at the game in its entirety, I mean, the penalties, like I told y'all, 6 for 52 yards. And a number of those 6 extended drives for the Battlehawks. And they killed drives for us. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, we got the first down battle. Okay. Third downs as well. But the scoreboard ultimately is what matters. I mean, they went for it on 4th down 3 times. We got the 1 stop. Okay. Total plays, 55-50. So a lot of this was pretty close to being even. But it just, and that shows you why the score was so close. Okay. We even had more time of possession. So go figure, man. But hey, y'all, I don't know. I feel like the defense getting off the field is big. Penalties and the run game offensively. After this game, that's what I'm seeing. Everything that needs to change. That's what I need to change going in to week 3 versus the DC Defenders in what I am calling a must-win game. It is. In a 10-game season, you cannot go 0-3 and expect to win the championship, especially with the new format now in the playoffs, which is where it's not the top 2 teams from every division. It's the 2 division winners and then the 2 best records across both conferences, I should call them. So we're going to get into that game here in just a little bit. But before we do, y'all, we got to head to a commercial. We got to pay the bills over here at the Fuel Network. Hey, this is Hellraisers Podcast, courtesy of the Fuel Network and United Football Media. Y'all don't go nowhere, right? Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
The game, forget the money and fame. Stay ready, making sure that they remember my name. I got a hunger inside when the numbers are tied. Yo, I'ma turn it up a level, never will be denied.
Welcome back to Hellraisers Podcast, baby. Yeah, it's time to look ahead. It is time to look ahead as we jump into the next segment. All right. And that is the XFL Championship rematch. DC Defenders at the Arlington Renegades. Again, if you can make it out to Choctaw Stadium, get out there, support the squad, help us get that first win of the season. All right, that's Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Time. If wherever you're at, if you're out there in the area, go on and get out there, man, on ESPN, Sirius XM Radio as well. This is big, y'all. This is big because, like I said, this is a must win. We have to win this game. I don't think we bounce back from 0-3. And if we win this game, I believe we got Houston coming up on the back end of this first 4-game stretch. And there's a very good possibility that we pull this one out, that we can, be back at 500, 2-2, sitting good. The other squad's got to handle their business. So we could be in a good place still, even after the 2 losses, which is what I think that, in my opinion, I feel that, playing Birmingham, of course, the first game, and then traveling to St. Louis, where they had 43,000. They set a spring football record, in prime time. I think it was, for the squad to take them down to the very end. This was the hardest, in my opinion, first 2 games for each team. Now, I know Michigan played the same 2 teams, but Michigan played both games at home. They didn't have to deal with what the Renegades had to go toe-to-toe with against St. Louis, with that crowd. And they hung in there. Which is why I think our boys, our Renegades are going to be raising some hell this week in Arlington as they're at home at the taking on the DC Defenders. So in this segment of Know Thy Enemy, let's take a look. I think the one guy, of course, that we've got to worry about is going to be Jordan Ta'amu. Okay, now, I don't know how much we got to worry. He made some passes. They had the tight end who made that beautiful, beautiful catch last week. Hey, but we got our own tight end that can do some damage. Got himself a touchdown, South Canela last week. I think we got to get him more involved, though. We definitely do. But as far as Jordan Ta'amu, he's 53.2% on the year. Okay. 77 attempts with 41 completions. And he's also looking at 2 touchdowns, same as Bettis, but he's got 2 interceptions on the year. He's been sacked 5 times. Okay. So we're looking at 219 pass yards per game. The thing here is going to be when we look at the team defense, okay, for this squad, is that the defense is, I think, is what is going to give them an opportunity to win this game. Defense is going to keep you in games, and DC, just like last year, they have a good defense once again. So I expect their defense to show up this week, but I really do think that Luis Bettis is going to continue to roll. And I don't know what we're going to do in the run game, but I am hoping that Bob Stoops and his staff have a plan. Just have a plan. Do it. I don't care. We got to go pass heavy. Whatever y'all got to do to open up that run game. I mean, man, I don't know what's going on with the run game. I really am surprised that they have not brought anybody else in after 2 games, if I'm being real. That's just being real with it. I mean, go out there, go get Morgan Allison, go get somebody. Because right now, our run game is non-existent. It's ineffective. Okay, I want to call it the worst run game in the league. I don't know, is it? Maybe my counterparts over at United Football Media can tell me, if their run game is worse than ours, and we'll have a little debate on whose is worse. But straight up, y'all, I really think that this is going to be a low-scoring game, at least for DC. I think if Arlington can get it together, and spread it out again. Get those wide receivers involved. Maybe J.P. Payton, okay, can come on. He had 5 catches for 83 yards last week against St. Louis. Okay, so I think Payton, You bring him on again. You get Van Der Esch involved a little bit more. Some of these guys are going to do some things. Maybe instead we can just get these guys, spread out that defense, open it up, make those safeties drop back. Not that the safeties are the ones stopping the run, but that'll help out a little bit. Okay, get our guys in open space. And I also think that Lindsey Scott, I like what they're doing with him, but I think it's about time to start using him to pass the ball. Okay, they were doing a lot of this against the Battlehawks. Now, he did get a touchdown, but a lot of this were they just run with him. You know what? Give him an option, man. Make him pass the ball because everybody knows now when Lindsey gets the ball, he's going to run. So just close in. Okay? Open it up with him a little bit when you use some of those gadget plays. And I think that will help us kind of lay it back a little bit because we saw it against the Battlehawks. It worked early on, but then second half, they were trying to pull that stuff with him. And, Battlehawks were like, we know dude ain't going to throw downfield. Stoops. This isn't a change you have to make. If you are going to put Scott in on some of these gadgets, he has got a cannon downfield when he has to. All right. I'm looking at also what DC is doing, total offensive yards on the year, 530, as opposed to their opponents, 557. So they're not scoring as much as they need to be scoring. Now, they did get the win this week against Houston, but it was Houston, and it was a struggle. All right, let's be real with it. They're not going to be at home this week. Okay. They want that payback, but I do think Arlington gets their first win at home this week. I want you guys to let me know what you think. I really feel like I think our defense will play better in terms of the secondary. I think the pass rush has been there at times, but it needs to be there on third down. Again, the defense as a whole has been inconsistent. They've made plays at times where I'm yelling at the TV and jumping up and down, and I'm like, yeah, baby, that's it, man. Forced them to a punt. And then the next time the defense is on the field, they're either getting a penalty or they're inconsistently giving up something big on the back end. We don't need to see that no more, man. So this week, y'all, I think the defense takes care of business. I think Luis Bettis continues to take care of the ball. I don't know what's going to happen with the run game. I don't want to say it's going to get better because I don't see it getting better. And hopefully I'm wrong. And if you guys disagree, well, I'm going to tell you where to find me. Okay, you can hit me up on Instagram at @GGarcia_gridiron or on TikTok at Gridiron Nation Podcast. Gridiron Nation Podcast is my home podcast. That's my baby. And that is the home anywhere you're going to see, like on YouTube or anything, until I can pick up this following of this new show of Hellraisers Podcast, my Renegades fans. It will be there. And then once I see I got a big enough following, I'm going to branch it off and have it do its own thing. But for now, TikTok at Gridiron Nation Podcast. You can find me on there, and also on X, formerly Twitter, at the #1 Gridiron Nation. You can follow me there. Just check out all my posts. Follow me, whatever. Share everything on Facebook at Gridiron Nation and the #1 at Gridiron Nation and the #1. And also be sure to join my group on Facebook, the Renegades Fan Nation. It is a group. I'm building this thing. It's only a few weeks old. We're almost to 200 members. Trying to get it going, y'all. I need all my Hellraisers to represent on social media and on YouTube. All right, because all these other fan bases, they got strong fan base on there. Their presence is strong. I know my people are there. And like I say it every week, man, for my Renegades fans, we are que somos pocos pero locos. There are a few of us, but we'll get crazy. That's why it's only fitting that somebody who's loud and wild, like me, is representing the Hellraisers Podcast, y'all. But you can find me on any of those. And also on YouTube, look up Gridiron Nation Podcast. I got a special folder there, for the Hellraisers Podcast episode, y'all. Y'all can continue to follow me on there. All right. And again, if you've got questions, shoot them to me. The #1, Gridiron Nation. Excuse me, not Gridiron Nation. My bad. It's a habit, man. The #1, Renegades Fan at gmail.com. One Renegades Fan at gmail.com. And also, I did not type it up in here. Okay, but I did have a question this week, y'all. I'm sorry. Doing this stuff on the fly, knowing it wasn't going to be in my studio, I had to change some stuff up in here, man. And it just, I'm kind of, if I seem a little unprepared today, excuse me, I apologize for that. But that's what happened, man. It's just everything that's going on with my studio. Kind of last minute, I had to be like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Let's try and change things up and get into the office here in the house. But I did have a question. And that question right here, I'm sorry I didn't get to type it in, but it comes from Jersey the King, my co-host over at the Gridiron on Saturdays on Facebook and YouTube, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. He says, Coach Stoops recently stated openly that the defense needs to be better, specifically in the secondary. Do you think we will see players released, trades, or free agency signings before the deadline? And he says, if there is a transaction deadline. Now, and of course, this came a day before the St. Armor signing, so that partly answers it. But yes, I think Stoops obviously knows where the problem is. So I trust him to do what they got to do. They changed what they needed to on offense this past week. Now they need to on defense going in against DC this week. And I do think that they will make some changes. Again, the run game, as far as the run game, I think there has to be a move made there. I think there has to be. But as far as defense, I think they could be looking at people in the secondary. Okay, but I think adding St. Armor is going to help because of the pass rush. And then we see what we look like this week. He probably won't be there this week, but we'll see how the defense does. I think the defense, as far as the game plan, they're going to try to, make some changes to the scheme. Maybe not to the scheme overall, but to the game plan. Do some things different. See if that helps out. See if that makes any positive changes. And then go from there. And if it doesn't, if we walk out of there with a loss, walk out of our home, Choctaw Stadium, with a loss to DC this week, I think there will be some changes on that defense. There will be some guys released maybe, or just bumped down, some new signings made. And if there isn't, then something's wrong. That's all I'll say about that. All right. I'm about to get up out of here on my Hellraisers, man. I got to get used to these kind of shorter shows. Hey, but check it out, y'all. Go on and hit me up on all the social medias. Like I told you guys, you can catch Hellraisers Podcast Thursdays in the evening. Okay, you can catch it on Spotify on Thursday evenings, and you'll be able to catch it every Friday now. Okay, go on to your YouTube. Of course, follow me on Gridiron Nation Podcast, but also go on and follow United Football Media, UFM. That's a new home for me right there. Also on the Fuel Network, on your Roku and Amazon devices. But on YouTube, you can find me on United Football Media. Hey, and go and check out all the guys. Ace and all the guys, they have a show for all the different fans, and y'all can go on there, man, and they know their stuff. Talk some good X's and O's football, y'all. It's not too long, so we kick you with a half hour, 45-minute show, and you're good to go for the week, ready to roll with your squad. And in this case, it's us, the Renegades. But if you've got friends that are fans of the other teams, go on and tell them to jump on YouTube and follow the United Football Media, the UFM. Follow their shows, man. And these guys we're bringing you good news. We're bringing you all the updates we can every single week. That's some good, kind of feedback, from a fan point of view, because we're all fans of this game, all right? So y'all be sure to check it out. Now, real quick, I had to go to my social media segment right fast, and I had to ask y'all, where you guys representing the squad from? Where are you representing the squad from? First of all, it was up on Facebook, actually. I didn't put it anywhere else. But let me give you some of the names, and just to show you guys, man, that us Hellraisers, we're not just down there where y'all are at in Texas. For those of you, my boy Marco and all y'all down there, Jimmy Hanna down there, much love and respect to you guys. But we're kind of everywhere, man. We're everywhere. So let's go to some of the comments. I put it out there. All right, Hellraisers, what city are you repping your squad from? Go on and sound off. Jeremy Ryan Redner says from Scranton, Pennsylvania, all the way out there near the East Coast. Much respect and much love from Hellraisers Podcast to a Hellraiser out there. Definitely. Mick McGrath says, Phoenix, what is up? I love it out there in Phoenix, man. I'm going to be out there in August. I love it. Love it there. My boy Jersey the King, all the way from Vegas, representing the Renegades. He is our adoptee this season. Definitely. And my cousin Nick Dines out of Deming, New Mexico. You already know, Primo. And then we got Scott L. Roden, says New Walla, Oklahoma. Dig it, man. Right there in the Midwest. Braden Grimes, North Richland Hills. Absolutely represent, baby. Michael Casey, Fort Worth. All right, down there in Texas. Michael Arredondo out of Utah, representing the Hellraisers out of Utah. Valentin Robles out of Dallas. What is up, Valentin? I got you up on Facebook. Brandon King Sharon Reddick says Gladewater, Texas. Yeah, I can dig that, y'all. Shout out to all of you out there. And also, I got to keep scrolling because now I got to look. We had a few of y'all. Few of you respond to this, man. Definitely. Marco Martinez, what is up, Marco, out of Dallas? My boy Angel Gallegos, man, representing all the way up in Albuquerque. He says originally from the city of Bosses, Three Crosses, but at the moment from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Renegades Mount up. That is right, baby. Hey, shout out to Jeremy Clay and another Hellraiser out there in McKinney, Texas. And Ron Real White out of Mesquite. I'm sorry if I didn't read that right. Right. Ron Wilhite out of Mesquite, Texas. And Johnny Pants out of Arlington, man. Shout out to all my Hellraisers out there. Hey, if y'all are digging the show, spread the word. Let's grow this thing, man. Let's get it bigger so that we can raise a lot of hell within this league and within the fan bases and the podcast networks and everything else. Y'all already know because my name is Gabriel Garcia and I'm going to always come with it 100%, y'all. And no matter what life is putting you through this week, it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter what life's putting you through because we all go through some crazy stuff, all right? Just like the squad, our squad right now is going through some adversity at 0-2. I think they're going to come in and they're going to raise some hell this week on DC in Choctaw, and we're going to get the W, baby. But also, as far as you guys, if life is beating you down this week, man, just remember we got some football to get to. That's something to look forward to. But no matter what it's doing to you, man, you can get through it. Y'all are strong enough. You know why? Because you're renegades, all right? And you're Hellraisers. And we can all get through it, even if it takes just reaching out to each other to get through it. But no matter what life's going to throw at you, no matter what the situation is, you walk into that situation and you know what you do. That's right. You raise some hell, baby. I'm going to catch you guys next week, next Thursday and Friday. Catch the video version tomorrow, Friday, on YouTube, on the UFM pages, man. So we're going to get at y'all. And y'all be sure to follow all my counterparts and all their pages. Go on and check Jersey the King out. He's got the Jersey the King show. Watch him on the Gridiron this week. I will not be there on Saturday, but he will be there bringing y'all a great show, breaking down the UFL for you on the Fuel Network. All right. So I'm going to catch you guys next week. Hey, Gabriel Garcia, I am a Hellraiser. Y'all make sure you be out there. And if you're at Choctaw this week, make sure you get loud and make sure you raise some hell. I'll catch y'all on Tuesday, baby. Peace.
They say my name, it's cause I'm killing the game. Bring your best, ask yourself, do you know what you're doing? Go on and call your people, tell them trouble is brewing. Tell them wicked is here with an army of kings. My game is fully extreme, a human M16. Put your battle gear on, if you think you can beat me. But yeah, I'm like Zeke, all you gotta do is feed me, believe me.